Welcome, I'm Joey Bonfiglio, and I will be your guide as I walk you through upgrading your mindset. But first, before you jump or take this leap of faith, you have a vision. You registered for this course because you have a vision inside of you, a purpose that you want to fulfill or accomplish. So how can we train our minds to believe we can do the things that we've been programmed to think we can't? Well, to successfully reach our goals, it's important that we understand this truth.
Okay, here's the deal. If you want to be successful, here's the thing you have to do. You have to jump. There is no way around. You have to jump. Every successful person has jumped. You got to jump. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to dash off that cliff, and you got to jump out there as far as you can.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo.
But I can only show you the door.
You're the one that has to walk through it. Tank, load the jump program.
You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief.
Free your mind.
Now, a lot of times you stand on the cliff of life and you see other people soaring by, gliding down like a bird flying through the air. You know, they going over to the south of France. You see them on a boat somewhere. You see their family vacationing here, their family vacationing there. You see them dressing like this. You see them in New York, then you see them in London. They flying by. You know why? It's because their parachute open. But the only way to get your parachute to open so you could soar, you got to jump.
What if he makes it? It's if I made the first jump. I know. But what if he does? He won't.
Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem, my friends. When you jump, I can assure you one thing. You listening? I promise you this. Your parachute will not open right away.
Now, before we continue and find out what happens next on Neo's journey, you have to understand that similar to a computer or video game system, our subconscious has been programmed through the age of 7 by the various environments or simulated realities we grew up in. In fact, 92% of our thoughts and actions are actually controlled by our subconscious mind. So the bad news is our parents, our friends, celebrities, corporate advertising, and music have all shaped the way our mind hears, thinks, sees, and feels about the world around us. As children, we heard the word no countless times, which is why so many of us carry around negative beliefs that lead to stress and anxiety. These negative beliefs become ingrained into our subconscious mind through this negative repetition for years. And because of this repetitive and negative loop we cycle through, we find ourselves taking fewer chances or risks as we get older for fear of failure. Even worse, we tend to give up at the first sign of difficulty, struggle, or hardship. But here's the good news. Research shows that our minds, just like a computer or video game, can be reprogrammed. You can actually change your brain's physical chemistry to help you realize your goals and dreams. It's true, I've done it, and I'm here to teach you the process. This introduction will set the foundation for this masterclass. The free downloadable daily mindset pocket planner will serve as the main worksheet as a guide to help achieving your goals and changing your mindset. I will provide a link in the description to this video to download a copy of that worksheet. or you can also use one of the worksheets in my book. I will also provide a link in the description. Now, in the book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon states, all thoughts which have been emotionalized, meaning giving feeling, and mixed with faith, begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent or counterpart. So whenever you repeat an affirmation or visualize something using a lot of feeling and emotion, new neural pathways are formed. Intense emotional experiences actually stimulate the growth and addition of more neural connections and stronger memory and retention of that thought. That's why people can remember what they were doing on September 11th, or when the U.S. Olympic hockey team beat the Russian team in the 1980 Olympics. It's because those events were so emotionally charged, new mental pathways were created. So you want to create strong mental pathways that will help you to realize your dreams, which is what this masterclass will help you achieve. What you think about through your thoughts and meditation and act upon or take action on comes about. So focus is the key. If you focus on a goal and don't quit, you have a 95% chance of achieving it. So would you like to believe more in yourself? Beliefs are developed in the subconscious mind. If you don't believe you can be successful, you need to change those beliefs by reprogramming your subconscious mind. Now, let's check back with Neo.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Everybody falls the first time.
That's the fear part. I promise you, your parachute will not open right away. You're going to hit them sides of them rocks. You're going to tear your back out on them cliffs. You're going to cut yourself. You're going to get wounded. You're going to get some tears and stuff like that. But eventually, the parachute will open and you'll be sold. But here's the other caveat. Let me teach you this right here. If you do not jump, I promise you one thing. Your parachute will never open. So you're safe, but you'll never soar. You got to jump.
The newest research shows that repeating the same statements over and over with passion and emotion forms new neural pathways that can eventually fire as belief. And when fired, this belief triggers you to take action that will help you reach your dreams. In Neo's case, he repeated, free my mind, no problem. But the issue is he doesn't truly believe he can do it. Now, obviously, this is a metaphor, and I'm not saying if you say and believe you can jump off a building, you will do it, because this would obviously break the law of physics. So please do not do that. But it's to say that saying the words without strong belief renders the affirmation useless. But that's okay where Neo is on his journey, because it takes time and practice and repetition. Just like his counterpart responds to the younger apprentice, everyone fails or falls their first time. Steve Harvey also confirms that when he stated, that's the fear part, your parachute won't open right away. You're going to get some cuts and bruises, but eventually your parachute will open. Basically saying, over time with practice and repetition. But if you're afraid to take action and chase your dreams and go through some adversity along the way, your parachute will never open and you'll be safe, but you'll never soar. I can speak firsthand to this because the writing practice of repeating my goals, actions, flow state habits, gratitudes, and writing affirmations every day has completely changed my life. So I am proof of this truth, and I want to share that with you. This is also why self-talk and who you associate with are crucial to your success. What you say to yourself and who's in your inner circle will determine what kind of neural pathways you're developing. By leveraging and taking action on the tools and techniques I curated through the knowledge and learnings from all the various books I read and videos I've watched, I've been able to achieve what I have thought were impossible goals at the time, and through this process, I continue to set new ones. Now, I'm sure many of you have read similar books and videos, which again are amazing. But like my former self, I'm sure you continue to think, okay, now what? How do I apply these methods that are outlined in these books or listened to at various personal growth conferences? Where do I start? So over the last 3 years, I've curated and applied various methods, keeping what worked and discarded those that didn't, and created a system that brought me out of serious anxiety and depression while I was grieving the loss of my father, being severely overweight, and overcoming a serious staph infection where I could have lost my leg. And through this system, I'm going to show you how you can move forward and get past some of the obstacles you might be facing. To give you an idea of some of the things I've been able to accomplish, over the past 3 years, I've lost over 60 pounds. I went from planking for 2 minutes to planking for over 45 minutes. I wrote a book, How to Build a Level Up Mindset, and co-authored a best-selling book, Winner's Mindset. I launched a podcast. I've improved my overall mental health and happiness, and have regular opportunities to speak and share my story. I truly believe that no one deserves to live with anxiety, stress, or fear, and want nothing more for you than to reach your full potential and live the life you've always dreamed about. So this intro is to prime your brain to believe you can accomplish your desired goals, but part of it is unprogramming your negative beliefs and replacing them with positive beliefs. Before we get started in this program, it's important to set aside time with no distractions as I walk you through this masterclass. You can leverage the free downloadable daily pocket planner or one of the worksheets in my book to complete your masterclass work. The Steve Harvey clip I shared to kick off this course was my epiphany moment, which I will explain as we get further into the course, but it was what triggered me to take action. I knew I had to become a different person. I had to actually become myself and strip away what I perceived others wanted me to be or thought I needed to be to fit in. I'm here as your guide to show you how, just like a computer or video game system, our subconscious mind can be reprogrammed and rewired with more positive or favorable beliefs. So this course will be broken up into 5 levels, or I also like to call them power-ups. Level 1, we're going to get clear on our vision. Level 2, we're going to teach you how to complete 2 actions per day and what those actions should be. Level 3 is going to help get us into flow state. Level 4 is going to be about I am affirmations, and level 5 will be about journaling every day. So through these 5 levels, I've been able to set goals, achieve them through a process of incremental actions and daily flow state habits and rituals. I believe this process can help you level up your mindset and do the same for you as it has done and continues to do for me. All you need to do is trust the process. But to quote Morpheus, I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it. I can only provide the tools to equip you. It's up to you to free your mind and commit to the process. We'll see you inside the masterclass. Hey everyone, this is Joey. Welcome to today's training. I'm excited because we are at the start of your new journey, and my goal right now is to give you all the tools, the assets, the ideas, everything you need to be able to get started and move forward on your goal-setting hero's journey, and also to continue to give you that belief. So level 1, we're going to get clear on your vision. Level 2, we're going to complete 2 actions per day. Level 3, we're going to get into flow state habits. Level 4, we're going to get to I am affirmations and gratitudes. And level 5, we're going to journal every day. Now you've got a massive advantage. You increase your odds of success 2 to 3x just by having a specific plan. And what's great and unique about this plan is it will train your brain through daily habits, through taking 2 daily actions in the direction of your vision, sometimes past your comfort zone, and that persistence over time is what will deliver the desired result, again, by incremental actions over time through repetition. So with that said, we start level 1, get clear on your vision. Now, once you've identified your goals or vision, where you want your life to take you, you will want to write these down under your clear vision / goals section under today's worksheet. So go ahead and fill out the date and fill in the day of the week first. And, so again, start each day by writing your long-term goals or vision under the clear vision goals section. Now, once you set this, especially early on, you're going to repeat writing the same goals and vision every day. So first, let's give you an example of some long-term goals or vision. So again, it's going to be different, obviously, for you, but this is more for an example. So let's say for now, your 4 goals are to lose 30 pounds, for financial freedom, for a successful business, and the 4th, more time with your family, or to become a better wife or husband. So let's take your goal weight to lose 30 pounds. I would want you to dig deeper and know how you want to look and feel to make that goal clear. Now, along the way, as you lose weight, you may feel you need to lose less as much to get the body you're looking for, which at that point, as you get closer, you can adjust that goal. But for now, you will write this every day until it is accomplished, or like I said, the number has to change as you get closer to the goal or vision for yourself that you're looking for. So that's number 1. So let's go to goal number 2, financial freedom. So let's say you have a client-based profession and your goal is to reach financial freedom, and you've run some numbers, and to reach that financial freedom, you need to increase your clients from 17 to, let's say, 28. So under number 2, instead of writing financial freedom, you'll write increase clients from 17 to 28. So again, this number could very well change, but the important thing is you have a target, 28 clients, and you're going to shoot for those 28 clients, and that will allow you to start taking action towards that target number to figure out what exactly is that number. But at least you're moving forward, you're pushing towards 28. And again, that might actually be the number, and that's great, but that number can change over time. But again, for number 2, that's what you're going to put. You're going to put increase clients from 17 to 28. Now let's take goal number 3, successful business. So this goal might be a company certification. An example would be if you have a marketing company, you could go after an industry standard certification to elevate your company as a story brand certified company. So to keep things simplified for this example, under number 3, let's say receive story brand certification for marketing company. And that brings us to number 4, which is to be a better father, husband. At least that's one that I have. And this one for me, I hope is an always ongoing one that I hope to chase. And it allows me to be intentional and present when I'm with my family and not thinking about work-related goals, because I have those set aside as well. And so that allows me to think and plan for work. So when I'm actually with my family or my wife, I'm 100% committed to whatever we're doing. And I'll dive deeper into that when we start talking about our 2 actions per day. Now we're going to repeat the act of writing the same goals and vision each day to rewire and reprogram your subconscious mind. So again, a lot of the things we talked about in the introduction video, through repetition, your subconscious will begin to seek answers, solutions, and the next steps or actions to bring you closer to achieving your goals and vision. Be sure to write what you truly want and envision for the future version of yourself. So again, this is an example. So you're going to be very clear and specific when you write down the goals that you're going after. And even if they seem wildly out of reach, write it down, believe it will happen, and take 2 incremental actions each day toward any of the goals. Again, sometimes your vision is so big, you don't know how you're going to get there, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers, and that's when you usually get stuck. Instead of looking up at the mountain, just focus on the next step in front of you, then the next one, then the next. And it's consistent incremental steps over time that will get you to the top of the mountain. So, you have to detach yourself, from the outcome and just trust that the process the path will open up as you start moving forward towards the desired outcome. And our brains have a network of neural pathways called the reticular activating system, or the RAS, and that acts like a gatekeeper or filter of sorts and decides which thoughts to focus on at any given time. So if your focus is to buy a house by the water, your RAS will automatically work in the background and filter in thoughts that will help you get that house by the water. This includes putting, people in your path, in your life, that will be able to help you, opportunities to make it happen, or resources that you might need. So I can't, and again, I can't tell you how many amazing people and opportunities have come into my life during the past 2 years or so since I started using these techniques. So the more you repeat your goals, keeping them top of mind, the more your subconscious mind will work to reach them. And this is why writing your goals down every day, visualizing your intended outcome, and repeating affirmations regularly is so important. Writing and visualizing truly does help you focus your subconscious mind on what's important to you. And the visualization, taps into the creative power of your subconscious mind, and it gets the subconscious mind working 24/7, helping you reach your goals. Now that we've written out our 4 long-term goals and vision, I'm going to step you through level 2, complete 2 actions per day. In looking back over the first 2 years of my journey, I realized one of the most important tools I used to accomplish my target body weight was this mindset writing technique that I curated, which is why I created it in this journal format to assist in tracking my daily actions and habits. We'll talk more about flow state habits in level 3, but for now, let's talk about your daily actions. These daily actions set the direction for my day and move me forward towards achieving the target weight I always envisioned, which I continue to apply to new and bigger goals I set for myself. This video course is an example. I set a goal to create this course, then day by day, I set daily actions to incrementally create each piece of the course, from writing the script to recording it to editing it. Now what I did when creating the daily actions section of the Level Up Mindset Journal, which has been most effective and productive for me, is limit my daily actions to only 1 or 2 main high impact actions for each day. There really shouldn't ever be more than 2 mission critical items to complete each day. It just isn't necessary if you are actually, if they are actually high impact. If I get stuck deciding between 3 actions, I reflect and ask myself, if this is the only thing I accomplished today, will I be satisfied with my day? And usually that helps me narrow down those 3 to 2. Also, by only having 1 or 2 actions and actually completing them, I feel a sense of accomplishment versus working off a task list of 10 or 5 to 10 actions without a clear direction. I found cutting it down to 1 or 2 gave me the momentum to get the next set of actions done the following day. That consistency over time led to a complete mindset shift for me and continues to keep me from getting stuck. I also try to complete these tasks before noon whenever possible to give me the rest of the day for flow state habits. That said, under daily actions, write down 2 actions to complete for this specific day. These should apply to 1 or 2 of the long-term goals we laid out. For example, looking at what we wrote under clear vision number 2, increase clients from 17 to 28, your first action could be brainstorm or create a referral program of some kind. You could contact your existing clients or email list and offer a partial discount for any referral or referred client rather. A second action could tie back to clear vision number 3, become a Story brand certified company. And that daily action could be simply to register online for the Story brand certification program. Boom, 2 tasks completed that moved you 1 step closer to 2 of your goals. So tomorrow you can take new actions towards the same goals you did today, or one or two of the other goals. Through this process, you'll begin to know which goals and daily actions become more or less timely. If you ever get stuck on one of your goals, maybe it's time to focus on the other and come back to the one you were stuck on with a fresh set of eyes or ideas from tabling it for a bit. The key is to take 2 steps or actions every day toward your goals, so you're always making progress regardless of what the focus is for that day. It will also train your subconscious into believing you are a task completing machine. You may not think 2 actions are a lot. Your old self may want to do more, but one of the key insights is to be able to check the boxes and really feel a sense of accomplishment in building momentum towards your long-term goals and vision. You can easily burn yourself out thinking you need to do more, so it's important to trust the process. And it will take time to uncondition yourself, probably from trying to overdo it each day. As you'll learn next, your flow state habits are just as important as your clear vision goals and daily actions, which is another reason to only complete 2 actions daily. Since other habits and rituals will be very important to keep you at optimum balance each day, it's vital you devote equal energy to these areas as well. This could include, exercise, running, yoga, weightlifting, meditating, reading, playing the guitar, painting, and so forth. But we'll discuss that more when we talk about our flow state habits next. And, if you don't think 2 actions a day is a lot, at the end of each week, you will have completed 14 actions in pursuit of your long-term goals and vision. That's 728 tasks or actions completed per year. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? So that's it for level 2. Start taking 2 actions per day and keep moving forward in the direction of your goals and vision. Level 3, under flow state habits section is write the daily routines and rituals you will perform to keep you in a positive state of flow. These routines will continue to give you positive energy and momentum throughout the day to complete your daily actions. And, this will ultimately lead to accomplishing your goals and vision, and can be achieved through a variety of various routines. So again, everyone's set of habits and rituals to get them in flow state are going to vary, but here's some examples and some recommendations. So, number 1, it's good to sweat every day, whether that's through yoga, running, weight training, or a brisk walk. It's important to elevate your heart rate. Of course, consult your doctor prior to any exercise, especially if you have any underlying health issues. Emotionally, this is a super important category, and everybody knows if we exercise every day, we're going to feel better. And just being conscious of your body and making sure that you're exercising it needs to be a priority for you to excel at the other levels we cover. Number 2, to stimulate your mind, it's good to read and journal. Immerse yourself in books and articles that are positive in nature. It's best to avoid news and any negative or violent articles and images on social media. Number 3, to connect spiritually, you'll want to find some time alone to meditate or pray and visualize your goals. It's necessary to take time to block out all the noise we are inundated with on a daily basis. Find time alone, with your thoughts is one of the most important things you can do. And number 4, I focus on nutrition. So my green superfood smoothies are also part of my daily flow state habits. And this is my PB&J smoothie recipe that I enjoy. And it truly tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's pretty awesome. So what I do is I combine 1 scoop of greens plus superfood with 1 organic banana, 2 cups organic frozen strawberries, a half a cup organic frozen mangoes, 2 teaspoons of organic peanut butter, and 3 ice cubes. If you're not doing that already, I highly recommend incorporating some type of green superfood drink into your diet. It's the small daily choices and habits that really determine the kind of person you're going to become and the kind of life you're going to live. So here are some of my flow state habits, some of which actually tie back to one of my clear vision goals, and one we actually listed as part of our 4 examples, and that's to lose 30 pounds, have a tight chest, and 6-pack abs. So run, meditate, read, intermittent fast, plank, push-ups. Again, please don't think that I started out by doing all these at the same time. I slowly added them over time. So please don't let these overwhelm you. It's okay to only have a couple. It could be playing the guitar, it could be painting. A few more examples, I also play hockey once a week and go for acupuncture like every other week, as well as I do infrared sauna on occasion as well. So I list those under this section as well on the days that I do those activities or have appointments. So again, in closing this one up, focusing on my flow state habits daily, really helped me create this extraordinary life over the past few years. And these are simple daily habits, I've done every day. So, getting your health and fitness firing on all cylinders, you're going to have energy and you're just going to feel better overall. Level 4, repeat after me. So this is our affirmations and gratitudes. So when I first started 3 years ago, I was only able to plank for 2 minutes, and today I can plank for over 25 minutes. As I reflect back on the start of my journey, I think about how faith, gratitude, and affirmations gave me the strength and confidence to help with the loss of my father and the stress and anxiety that was gaining momentum with the addition of upcoming layoffs at work. Growing up, going to Catholic school through my elementary years and to church on Sundays with my family, I thought I had faith figured out. But the truth is, I didn't come to understand what faith was until that was the only thing I had to really cling to. With all the inspirational videos I started to consume, I would continue to come across speeches from Denzel Washington and Steve Harvey talking about the importance of gratitude and putting God first. Having faith to jump and believe your parachute will open when the universe believes you're ready. Some call it blind faith, but I've leaned on that a lot over the last 3 years. And I know that's what I had to do, make a mindset shift and have the faith that I will get the answers I need. To reinforce that belief that the path will open up, I started to repeat affirmations or I am statements. A few examples include, I am grateful for my family. I am creative. I am strong. I am bold. I am unstoppable. I am youthful. I am an athlete. I am healthy. By having belief that I am already these things that I am affirming or the results are on their way, the old version of me with stress and anxiety slowly started to dissipate, and I was left with love, gratitude, and empathy for everyone and everything. I started to shift my focus and energy on helping others with some of the difficulties they were going through. The more I was helping others, the more grateful I became and started to think less and less about my own stress and struggles. Showing gratitude has proven such a positive influence on my health. The power it has to change not only your mood, but also that of a complete stranger is so exhilarating. Give it a try next time you're in a rut or having a bad day. Pay for someone's coffee or meal. Make someone else's day better. The same feeling you get when someone pays it forward to you is actually 2 times less than the feeling you get for being the one paying it forward. I actually created a habit to purchase a random person's meal behind me at a certain restaurant when my punch card gets to 8. It's a reminder to take the action, so it's always a random person, and it's a trigger to also reflect on what I'm grateful for. I encourage you to do the same thing or do something similar if you can. Get into the practice or habit of taking stock of all the things you're grateful for in your life, regardless of any negative situation you might be experiencing. Wake up and smile, wake up and be grateful, Steve Harvey says. Focus your mind and be intentional about all the good in the world and the positive reasons in your life to be grateful. Affirmations should start with I am, so you're referring to the present. You must put the feeling and emotion behind it as you are writing it as well. If you write I am strong, but feel and think of weakness, the affirmation will not take form. By repeating this exercise every day, you reinforce the power you have within yourself to accomplish your goals and visions through the consistent and intentional method of approaching your goals and vision. Level 5, journal every day. So writing has become a big part of my journey. It's allowed me to get the thoughts, ideas, and goals out of my head and into a journal. By writing down my thoughts as sort of a brain dump, it clears out those thoughts and ideas and makes room for new thoughts and ideas to come in. Most of the time, the new thoughts reinforce what actions I need to take next in order to move the original idea forward. We were told as kids our brains are like sponges. Well, when it comes to absorbing all this new information combined with old, outdated information, our brains are eventually unable to collect and retain new information. This new information that comes in is overwhelming because you haven't done anything with the old information, whether by acting on it or writing it down. Since we have no place to put it at times, we end up forgetting it altogether, and who knows, one of those thoughts could have potentially been $1 million idea. I found by journaling every day, I end up expanding or actioning the previous day's thoughts or ideas, and ultimately find myself getting more things done by doing this exercise. In a way, it sets the framework for my day, as what I write down tends to be what I think about and begin taking steps towards or plan for the following day, and so on. I try to carry my journal wherever I go in case an idea comes to me or I hear about a book I should look up or a video I need to watch. Of course, some might say, why not use your iPhone or laptop to collect this information? And I'm sure there's a lot of great apps out there, but in the English alphabet, there are thousands of different movements that you do when you're actually writing letters and words. Those thousands of different movements create thousands of different neural pathways in the brain. The same can't be said for when you type. So when you type, there are actually only 8 neural pathways developed. This is why if you type your notes and another person sitting right next to you writes the notes and the speaker says, okay, put your papers away and we're going to come back to them in an hour. When the speaker asks some questions, the person who typed their notes recalls much less, if any, information they captured versus the person who actually wrote them. The person who wrote their notes will have an infinitely better recall of that information. It may not be perfect, but it's going to be much better than the person who typed them. Here are 3 additional benefits of writing. Number 1, you gain a sense of accomplishment. As well as offering a space to store our thoughts and ideas, writing our goals and ambitions down makes it more likely that we'll achieve them. I found writing down my goals is the first step towards making them a reality. One of my first journal entries on January 9th, 2018, I actually woke up in the middle of the night and wrote, quote, I will one day speak of my experience of incrementally taking actions to leave my 9-to-5 job to pursue speaking and helping others, end quote. The next morning, I looked at what I had written in the middle of the night and decided to turn that into a goal. This was a pivotal moment for me as I felt that vision was leading me to my purpose. I set the intention or goal to share my story to help others pursue their goals and vision, to take actions or steps in the direction of that vision. This goal has evolved, but the important part is that I kept writing the goal down and taking action towards accomplishing that goal every day. And now here I am creating this course and sharing my experience with you so that you can create your own vision for your future. 2, it gives you a doorway into the past. By keeping a journal regularly, I have a record of thoughts and ideas that may have never seen the light of day. I could have easily thought about creating a blog and sharing my journey and let that thought or idea pass. I can look back now at how I took the original thought and followed the next step and the next until achieving the goal of actually launching the site and sharing my story, creating this Level Up Mindset journal and course, which I couldn't have really ever envisioned without taking those initial actions as well as writing it down. Ultimately, it gives me more confidence that I can achieve the other goals I have already set for myself. Number 3, it helps you dream big. As mentioned above, the more you write things down, the more things you accomplish and the more confident you get as a result. You can start visualizing yourself accomplishing the goal before you achieve it. Doing this has not only helped me stay motivated, it has me exploring dreams and ambitions I had when I was younger, like acting and playing the guitar. So my advice is to dream big and take this leap of faith. But to quote Morpheus, I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it. I can only provide the tools to equip you. It's up to you to free your mind and commit to the process.